we can imagine all the other presidential candidates watching in silence, maybe in awe, maybe in amusement at dun sa nangyayaring Duterte versus Marcos. Who among them do you think will benefit from what's happening, and how can the opposition capitalize on this rift? Say, Cleve muna.
I think it's Mayor Isko Moreno's campaign was well placed to benefit from this Marcos Duterte debate, no? O yung, well, because I think parang if you look at the three uh, front runners right now, I mean, of course, there are still other candidates and mahaba pa yung election period, so we may see na changes pa. But just right now, if you look at the top three contenders, you have Marcos Jr., you have Mayor Isko Moreno, and you also have Vice President Lenny Robredo. And we know that the Duterte votes, if they're leaving the Marcoses, for example, well, there's little chance and na they would prefer the candidacy of the of Vice President Lenny Robredo, right? They could also go to Senator Bongo as the anointed one, but I think kailangan niya munang magpakita ng winnability that he's a serious part of this race. So I think if you just look at those three people, then I think more or less Mayor Isko Moreno will likely to get those votes. But it's not the guarantee. He has to do something. He has to court those votes. And I think he's been well placed so far kasi he's made it clear that he does not associate himself with the vice president, right? So he isn't with this traditional parang the rift between the Marcos and the Daliwan camp. He isn't part of the Diliwan camp. And he did parang say some things signaling that na meron siyang mga part na legacies ni President Marcos that he accepts and others that he rejects. So I think that's also signaling on his part that okay, and that's also what he say about President Duterte. So I think that's the strategy that we're seeing. He's trying to court both those votes so that if ever ma-disqualify si Bongbong Marcos and you have President Duterte na who's done the job of attacking the Marcos candidacy as well, saan yung fallout, and then he'll be there to take those votes, no? Kasi if we go back to 2016 elections and what happened, right? Diba? Una muna it was Senator Grace Poe who was leading the polls. And then parang ganito din na may disqualification and that really negatively impact her numbers eh. Doon nag-start bumaba no, parang nagiging medyo mainit na yung talagang discussions on the disqualification. And then prior to that si Vice President Jejo Marbinay din. And all of that, the impression that the public is getting is that the Aquino government, President Noynoy Aquino and the Liberal Party, they were operating against the campaigns of Senator Grace Poe and Vice President Binay. But then they didn't really. So the expectation is that they would get the votes, right? But that didn't happen. Duterte benefited from all of those votes na nawala with Senator Poe and VP Binay. So I think ganon, may magiging fallout sa votes. But whether Mayor Isko Moreno would be able to get talaga those votes, that's up to him. No, he has to signal that he is willing to court those votes.